Our guest from my home to his home is Malcolm Frauman, who is the president of the Larchmont Mamaroneck Hunger Task Force. Welcome, Malcolm.
Hi, Mike. Nice to see you. I trust you are well.
I am, and I heard that you are well too with your family as well.
Thank you.
What's been the impact of the virus on the Hunger Task Force?
Well, the most direct and immediate impact was limiting our ability to provide food to our clients. We had a regular food distribution at the pantry early in March, and just when we were getting ready to do the second distribution in March, we realized that there was just no way, given the existing conditions at the time and all the warnings about safety, that we could safely conduct a food pantry that would protect both our clients, the hundreds of them who would be coming to the food pantry, as well as all our volunteers. As you likely know, we're in a somewhat confined space at the Community Resource Center in Mamaroneck. And when we're in full operation, the space is packed, and it's not something we could do. So we decided to go to a plan B, since our clients obviously were even in more need given what's going on. So we decided to do an outdoor distribution. That was our plan B. And because we couldn't assemble volunteers to pack the food bags, we decided, in lieu of distributing food, we would purchase and distribute Stop and Shop gift cards that we would give to each of our clients so they could buy food themselves. So we, through a special program through Stop and Shop, this program also serves other supermarkets. Organizations can buy gift cards for Stop and Shop at a slightly discounted price. So we bought $30,000 worth of gift cards, over 1,300 gift cards to give out to our clients. And we were getting all the plans together for doing that distribution outside on Center Avenue. And then I reached out to Tom Murphy, the mayor of the village of Mamaroneck, as well as Jerry Barbario, the village manager, and also Chief Leahy of the police department. And they strongly urged us not to do it.
Oh.
Yeah, even though we had sort of a plan for staging people and urging them to keep their distance, they just were not comfortable with us doing it, at least at that stage of where we're all getting used to how to conduct these kinds of operations.
So do you have a plan for distributing these cards? Well,
once we realized that we couldn't do it in person, we decided to mail them to all our clients. We distribute, as I said, 1,300 of them. Depending on the household size, we would send either 2 $25 gift cards or 4 $25 gift cards to the various households. And that's what we did a couple of weeks ago. In the meantime, we're constantly considering alternatives to what we just did, because $30,000 in gift cards essentially is buying food at retail. When we buy food for our food distributions, we're paying wholesale, and in some cases we're getting the food for free. So $30,000 would buy us about $70,000 worth of food. So it's a little painful to be doing it that way, but until we came up with what we considered to be a safe way to distribute food, we had to continue with these plans. And we are going to be just mailing out at the beginning of next week, which is this coming Monday, another round of gift cards to many of our clients. Meanwhile, we are starting to put together a plan for doing what has become now the model for safe food distributions, which is a drive-through, an outdoor drive-through distribution. And not only would it be for people in vehicles, but there would also be a way of serving people on foot, but doing it in a very safe way. And we are hoping to do this the week of April 20th at the Mamaroneck Avenue School parking lot. It's a nice, expansive parking lot where we can both control the distribution of the food and the flow of traffic. I've already discussed this with Tom Murphy, the mayor of Mamaroneck, and we have his full support. And he very kindly said, whatever we can do in terms of barricades and other equipment, they're willing to do that. So we're just starting to work on those plans. It involves working out the logistics. A lot of the food that we purchase for our regular food pantry, we get from Feeding Westchester. I've already discussed our plans with them. I've scheduled a food delivery for that week, so we'll have the food to distribute. And so we're continuing to make plans. I just
wanted to know, how can people in the community best support the work of the Hunger Task Force right now? Is it money that you need or canned goods?
Well, a good question, Mike. Ever since this all started happening, I've been getting many, many inquiries about how people can help. I mean, that's one of the very gratifying things about the work we do at the Hunger Task Force. We're surrounded by a very selfless and generous community. So people are asking, well, can we donate food? Can we donate money? And if you go to our website on the homepage at lmfoodpantry.org, you'll see an update from us on what we're currently planning. And along with urging people, if they would like to contribute in some way, the most useful way to contribute to us is by making a cash donation. We are not in a position, given current health conditions, to accept food donations. And since we haven't quite worked out how we would distribute that food, the most helpful way to help us and ultimately to help the community that is struggling right now is with a cash donation. And the directions for the various ways to contribute are on our website.
Thank you. I interrupted you before. Did you want to say something?
Well, yeah, I began to say that I just came back a little while ago from a outdoor drive-through food distribution that took place at Harbor Island Park in Mamaroneck. A coalition of local community organizations, including the Hunger Task Force and the PT Council and CURE and STEM, all have gotten together, and some of those folks actually organized with the funding from a private donor to purchase food and outdoor food distribution. So I was there both to help out, but mostly to observe, to get some ideas about how we can do our food distribution in a couple of weeks outdoor in a safe manner.
Well, go on.
I just wanted to say that the distribution this morning was very, very successful. The volunteers had packed 400 bags of food, and I had to leave a little early to come to do this interview, but it looked like all the bags will have been given out either by people driving through to pick up, or people on foot, or in some cases on bicycle, or pulling shopping carts to pick up bags of food. So it was a huge success.
I understand that the Girl Scouts even contributed to the Hunger Task Force.
Oh, the Girl Scouts do that all the time. Either I'll get a call and someone will say, well, we have all these extra boxes of cookies. Can we donate them to you? And of course, in past years, it becomes a nice bonus in the food bags we give out to our clients. Other times, they're willing to use the funds they gather from the sale of their cookies and make a cash donation to the food pantry. And that's just one example of many, many ways that either individuals or local organizations, houses of worship, other kinds of community organizations have been very, very generous to us.
Malcolm, I want to assure you that LMC is happy to help spread the word of the needs of your organization and others. And we welcome you back with updates and any time you want to get some additional information out there. Thank you for doing this interview with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
I'm with Pat Allen, who is the Service Unit Manager for the Girl Scouts of Larchmont and Mamaroneck. Pat, welcome to LMC in this short conversation. Tell us what the Girl Scouts have been up to in this virus environment.
Well, one thing that started out is when this virus hit, we were in the middle of our Girl Scout cookie sale season. And that presented some challenges because a number of the troops had planned to have cookie booths out at malls or at the train station in front of stores, and those had to be canceled. So those troops ended up with a fairly large stockpile of cookies that they had to figure out how to sell without being able to be out in public. So we've kind of put a campaign out there to ask people to purchase these cookies so that they can be donated. And so we've been getting donations and plan on distributing these cookies over the next few weeks to Larchmont and Mamaroneck Hunger Task Force when they're ready to take them, and Hope Food Pantry in New Rochelle.
Just hear that they were donated and they were a lovely treat.
Well, we'll have more coming. Also to first responders, to hospitals. We've, I think, gotten to 9 different hospitals in New York City and Westchester, to fire departments, police stations, volunteer ambulance corps. We'll get some over to Sarah Newman Nursing Home for the staff there. Urgent care, postal workers, UPS. We've just tried to really get out there and reach out to people who've been helping in the community during this time to bring them a little treat.
Now, you said these cookies have been purchased and then donated. Who purchases?
The public has been purchasing them. We've been out on Facebook, and I sent emails to 100 of my closest friends and family asking them to donate. And so we've been getting the donations in and been able to buy up the inventory that these troops had.
I'm just thinking it's a wonderful way to stay on a diet and still.
It is. Support the Girl Scouts, support all of these great organizations that are helping us all right now, and stay on your diet. That's right.
Well, we have contact information on the screen about how people can get in contact with you. Is that the best way to do it, to go through the website?
Yes, there's a donate button on our website, and that money will go towards purchasing cookies that we will then distribute to any of these organizations.
The Girl Scouts aren't able to meet these days in person. How do they stay in contact with each other?
A number of the troops are having Zoom meetings. And so they're just starting to get the hang of it, depending on the age group of the girls. And so they're working through some activities, working on badges that they can do at home. Another activity we've been doing is having the girls write cards to our local veterans. We go out and visit our veterans on Veterans Day. And so we have a list of the names and addresses of veterans in Larchmont and Mamaroneck. And so the girls have been sending cards to the veterans to let them know we're thinking about them. And also have made cards for some of the residents at Sarah Newman, and also for some of our frontline hospital, medical staff as well. And yeah, they're all kind of getting used to a new normal, but staying in touch by Zoom. And the Girl Scout Council has put together some virtual programming and some ways that girls can work on activities and badges from home. So we're all kind of getting used to that and finding our way.
Well, I want to thank you for spending a few minutes with us on LMC, and please come back. We'd love to help you spread the word and encourage people to donate and spread those cookies around.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pat.
Stay well.